Hi everyone! Welcome to Nature Check, the show where you come for the game and stay for the science. This is our Burn campaign, a post-apocalyptic game for apocalyptic times. We're playing Legacy: Life Among the Ruins. There are my notes. Thanks, as always, to those of you who are watching us live. If you have questions for the cast, feel free to post them in the chat, and I'll bring them up when we take our break or whenever they're relevant. If you're not watching us live, thanks for catching us on video at our YouTube channel or on our podcast. We appreciate you coming along with us on our adventures. Don't forget, subscriptions on any of our platforms, as well as comments and reviews and follows and whatever, really help us out, so thanks in advance for doing those as well. And the social media information for the entire Nature Check cast can be found down in the reference section below. Tonight, we'd like to say muchas gracias to our listeners in Puerto Rico who have downloaded our podcast 15 times. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
And now it's time for introductions. Hi, I'm Sheryl, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm a PhD student studying ecology at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and I am the coordinator for a course this semester, and online teaching is hard. When I'm not doing research or trying to figure out how to teach an experiential course online, you can find me on YouTube as the Roving Naturalist. For the Burn campaign, I'm running the family called the Ripples, and my current character's name is still Islae, because we haven't gone super far into the future yet. Next, we've got Jordan.
I guess my character isn't dead yet either. I'm Jordan.
Maybe.
I'm a PhD student at Harvard and MIT studying medical engineering. My pronouns are the she series. And when I'm not doing brain stimulation and machine learning stuff, I run a YouTube channel where I talk about how we interact with artificial intelligence and algorithms in our lives on a daily basis. For the campaign, I run the family, the Institute, and play the character Lissa. And I guess I'm also working with MIT for their task force to figure out what we should do with MIT after COVID, which seems like it will go on forever.
Well, hopefully there's an after. I don't know how to follow
That's
that.
why I'm drinking this wine.
Hey.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you what's in this cup.
Then we've got Peter.
Everybody, my name is Peter. I use he pronouns, and I play the family, the Shepherds of the Cave. My current character's name is Charon so far. And when I'm not playing D&D or Burn, I teach people about agriculture and bugs and other stuff, and take pictures of bugs and mushrooms, and I hang out.
I like how you switched the order so it makes it sound like playing D&D is your real job and teaching about people about agriculture is your side gig.
I mean, it's his passion. Let him know.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the day that I can just quit everything and just play D&D full time.
Oh.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to pay me all of the money that it would require to do that, yeah, that would be
Oh.
wonderful.
We just have to overtake the McElroys.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
just.
we could,
That's it.
We
All
could be
right.
like all of the
I have pre-ordered their book, so step one
Dang.
accomplished.
Yeah, right.
We could be like all the TikTok youths in Southern California and get like a Nature Check house where we all live together
Oh,
and,
geez.
you know, pay for it using our
Oh.
non-existent Patreon. And
The Nature Check hype house that's going to get its power shut out
I'm
by the
not
LA
doing
County.
Oh, no, because we believe in science. Anyway, then there's Xander.
Hi, I'm Xander. I use he, him pronouns. I am a master of science, which I use mostly to talk about silly things on YouTube. On my channel called Art Explains, I am a PhD candidate in psychology who studies brain damage. And I play the Bowerbirds in this campaign. My character,
you changed
Ganymede,
their name.
really speaks for himself. No,
The Spiderhawks now, aren't they?
That's a subset. He's got a taxonomy thing happening.
yes.
Apologies.
And the family tree of the names of the different subs and sects of this organization will only get more complicated from here, really.
I hope so, honestly.
Gotta start
Basically,
taking
I'm going
better
to take
notes.
I'm going to take Cheryl's tree of life diagram. I don't know what direction I'm pointing here, and just each of those words are just going to be crossed out and filled in with a different
Excellent.
It's so big, though.
Also,
better-
there's a volcano by your thing.
You better
so
get to work coming up with names, because there are a lot of things on that poster.
work
Now
it
I've
out.
messed up everything. Oh, I made a terrible mistake. Okay. And if that's all from Xander, then last but most importantly, we've got the Game Master, Jareth.
No.
No?
We are all equally important
Oh.
here, I think.
I thought you were disavowing being the Game Master.
I quit.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the stream.
I'm Jareth. I use the Day series. Jordan, that was a fantastic framing. I'm gonna just keep using that, quite honestly. I did astrophysics and nuclear physics, but now I do music theory, sort of. Actually, our last two 12-tone videos I watched, and they're really good. I usually don't watch your videos, but these ones were good. No.
Your
I'm
advertising
not a
is
music
always so
theorist.
spot on for this show.
I'm really proud of our recent work, and we're gonna be doing Just a Girl coming this month. I'm very excited. Oh, I probably shouldn't have revealed that. Shh. It's fine.
Spoilers!
That's okay. Our patrons know. I probably shouldn't have told everyone else.
I was gonna
but
say, now
here we
all
are.
4 people on this call and all 6 people watching.
right.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure the podcast comes out after our video, so we'll be okay. Anyway, that's what I do. Let's play a game, I guess. So last time, Jordan, you found like paraffin-coated control rods from your robot friends. Did you want to tell anyone, or do you want to just kind of keep that secret?
I've had 2 weeks to think about it, and I haven't.
Oh, and
I
they
would
smell
have,
like
quite
like
honestly.
spruce forest or vanilla icing
slightly-
or
It was Jordan's decision.
that's true.
It could be
I
any
think
smell you want.
They smell like
Original flavored candles.
Original
Werther's.
Werther's, all right, there it is. You don't know how they capture it.
Got
These
Werther's.
control rods are slightly sticky, and the wrapper is stuck to them. Yeah.
No, Sheryl fact checked for me, and it turns out that paraffin wax would work to coat hafnium control rods, so I was mostly right, or at least plausibly right, or could have been right.
Right enough.
And
Have,
while
like, a
I was
super
not
advanced
incorrect,
paraffin of some sort, maybe, because it's thinner than it probably needs to be, because I don't want to deal with that. Anywho, so it smells like Werther's. Did you want to tell folks? If not, I've got other things we can kind of get to.
I guess I would tell other people at the Institute.
Okay, so it's kind of an in-family thing, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd want to like do some brainstorming about like what do we do with this information since this seems bad.
Had you a nuclear control rod? That's good.
Yeah,
It's a
and
gift.
we
Just
may or may not
one?
have had something to do with that whole problem that we had where we all had to go up to the surface and all that.
Oh yeah,
At least now,
right,
if
because
any-
you're now at like the
Yeah,
secret
you're on the
military
surface.
base, right? So it like
Yeah.
dragged
Yeah.
that thing all the way from the Citadel to the secret military base to hand it
They're
to
very
you.
strong.
Yeah.
but
I
now if
don't
any,
want to
if any
implicate you in
nuclear
front
energy
of
comes
everyone.
at you funny, you can control it. So it's a good thing to have,
Pro-
really.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Like a lightsaber.
we
It's
all
like a wand
understand.
from Harry Potter, but much harder to maneuver around. You got to point it at the
And
nuclear
also,
energy.
it makes your hand fall off.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to say.
Abraca-cancer.
Oh.
I think what would happen is that it would just burst all your blood vessels.
Yeah. Look, that's not as alliterative or whatever. It's the I can't think of a blood vessel bursting pun. I'm
mean,
sure
fair
Xander,
enough.
give Xander 30 seconds. I'm sure he'll come up with one, but
Probably.
I'm not at that level yet. All right.
No one's ever asked me for a pun before.
Oh no.
No.
funny on command.
I did not ask you for a pun. I want to be very clear to everyone on this call, all our viewers out there. I am not responsible for any
No,
puns.
this is Peter's fault.
Damn it.
Oh. But yeah.
Qui-Gon
Chat wants a
Bowers
pun.
would also like a pun.
No.
About bursting blood vessels.
Bursting, because that's like the worst of
Abracapillary.
radiation poisoning is like it just the whole thing melts. It's very bad. You don't want radiation
Abracapillary.
poisoning.
I feel like
That's
this is
my-
something that I probably saw in like 1,000 Ways to Die, that show that only came on at like
Oh.
2 in the morning on weird channels on cable.
Yeah. You're like, I have so much teenage angst.
What's
and this
shit
show
out?
is catering to this.
those
Oh, yeah.
hours. There's some wild stuff on at 2 a.m.
Oh, there's
folks.
a lot of stuff on that show.
I never did. So you don't actually. So you're kind of keeping it within the family. That is fine. Does anyone, now that we're all stuck on the surface, have any sort of resources, things they want to secure? A lot of you have tech and data that you or data, and not tech is for roles. Data you might want to spend to figure out how to get resources, stuff like that. But if not, we definitely need to do some adversity adding as we head into this age again. And we can get to that if you want to.
Was everyone being forced to move to the surface, not the adversity part?
Oh, I mean, yes and no. It's certainly
Okay.
adversity. I want to kind of use the needs move to look at how that specifically affects your families. Anyhow, Peter.
I was just gonna ask. Okay, so the new age is starting. So like there was the okay. All right. So it really wasn't a lot of time passed. It was just this like, or time had passed.
I think it had been kind of like 10-ish uneventful years since kind of the period we were focusing on. So you're definitely way older. You said that, in fact. Now you're really old.
Yes. So so time has passed, but the control rod thing just happened, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That was kind of the thing that defined the changing over. Was that no longer was the city underground livable city. It was more a visitable ruin like Chernobyl is now. So that's fun.
Okay. So as far as like securing resources and stuff like that, like, is that something that we should do now as like a family move, like before the age starts, or is that like is the conflict for the new age going to be like trying to establish more ground and land and stuff like that? Because like,
oh, you specifically have some like age turning moves, don't you?
Maybe.
In your family?
Yeah.
The family, the cultivators of the new flesh have the move culture, which at the start of each age does some things.
Yep. Somebody else talk while I figure this out.
I would like to uncover some secrets.
Okay, yeah, that's I figured
Because I
some
have
of you
data that's burning a hole in my pocket. Yeah.
Figure out. One other thing, again, now might be a solid time to look at if you want to start building a wonder. Those are cool, big things you can build that give you some advantages. I mean, not like right now on stream, but just kind of as we get into a new age. But yeah, let me find on the data move. Here it is.
So it says uncover secrets. When you gather your family's specialists in council, roll plus data spent, and then on a hit I get to ask a question. Or if I get a super hit, then I can ask 2 questions.
Or add a thing to a map.
Or add a thing to the map. But every time we add a thing to the map, it becomes very complicated, so I think I might ask 2 questions. But we'll see. First, I have to get a hit.
There's a lot of unexplored territory right now.
I think I am going to spend 2 of my 4 data. So this is just 2d6 plus 2 then, right? Cool.
And if you spend tech, you can get advantage.
Oh, right.
It's a family move.
Oh, gosh.
You don't have to. It's just like something I might consider right now.
Let's go crazy, because I've got 3 tech. So I'll spend 1 tech to get advantage. And I am spending 2 data. So I hope I get good things out of this. It's going to be real sad
I would hope
if I
so
roll
too.
real
We
bad.
can get like 3 ones.
No good. Okay, so there's 1, and there's another. Yeah, okay, they were both great. Okay, so I got a 10, which is...
That's not how it works, but you got a 10. So.
What do you mean that's not how it works?
That's 3 dice, pick the best 2.
Oh, right. Well, whatever.
Not
it's a 10.
2 rolls, pick the best. Yeah, exactly. The
anyway.
third one was a...
It's fine.
It's definitely a 10 for
okay.
4 you rolled.
Definitely a 10. Okay, so for my first question, I would like to know how to remove my need of fresh water, because that's a pain.
Well, you remember, of course, the old Hermit Meltdown, was it? Water everywhere.
That's
Mariner.
Rime of the Ancient Mariner.
Rime of the
By
Ancient Mariner.
Coolridge.
Thank you. Water. Anyhow.
Okay.
You got all
For
this
some reason,
cool,
I expected Xander
water,
to jump on that one.
but not a drop to drink.
Xander seems like the kind of person that would like Rime of the Ancient Mariner.
Sorry, I was trying to read the PDF.
He's like, why was I called out? Yeah, water everywhere. But my octopuses
you've got all this,
evolved for fresh water. So
seawater, and probably the I would say desalinization is probably a good route for you, although of course melting ice. Basically, if you get yourself some access to some heat, I think you could figure out 1 or 2 pretty good ways to turn all of this around you into fresh water.
Okay, so a heat source?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, power is what you're implying.
Yeah, or some other way to solve that problem, but that's certainly the most common one. Like fire, endless fire. Maybe drill up some oil. I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't explored the C4. I'm just saying, all you need is, like, heat. It doesn't have to be power. Although power is basically heat, isn't it? Like, that's mostly what we do to make power is heat water and then spin things. Anyhow, I know how electricity works. All right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, second question.
Yeah. Can it be the same question, or does it have to be a different question?
Yeah, I would imagine you can't ask the exact same.
Well,
need,
I'm not
assume,
like the same need, but like, can I ask how to remove a different need? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, my other needs are kind of esoteric. How do I remove my need for recruits?
How could I mean, like, there's a lot of recently displaced folk, once again, in kind of the base encampment that surrounds the old elevator, which still works, certainly diminished in its value, though. And as such, I think you could appeal to them about the value of your lifestyle in your cool above-ground huts.
Mm-hmm.
Or above water huts.
Well, they're both, but yes.
That's true. It goes hut, water, ground. So there we go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. A
little bit of air here too, I bet.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's like
at least
like
three
a
things.
like a cake or a parfait. Yeah, let's do that and make an appeal to people. Yeah, I want to appeal to the people to make them want to be part of our cool club so that we don't have a need for recruits anymore. How do
Probably
I go about doing that?
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna kind of bastardize the conduct diplomacy role. Give me a plus reach to kind of do you want to, like, I don't know, go and give me an impassioned speech, or do you want to just like say that you gave it an impassioned speech? If you do, I'll give you advantage.
Oh no, now I'm on the spot. An impassioned
If not, you can just
speech
roll. That's fine.
to make all the huddled masses around the elevator.
Like, what's so cool? What, just like describe at least. I don't need it to be first person, but
okay.
like,
Yeah, so
why is it that
we'd already
you're so
established
cool for?
that this settlement of pole houses is a I don't remember the wording from the Trials and Fortunes, but it's a place of safety and prosperity. We're free. There's open air, the ocean. It's, part of our evolutionary heritage. There are whales. We go whale watching and whale hunting. There's bountiful space for expansion for people to build their livelihoods. There's food available. Yada, yada, yada. No radiation because we're far away from that.
I will say there's several, at least a couple miles of rock between everyone and radiation, and therefore they're all doing okay too.
Hey, if there's one thing I know about humans, it's that radiation scares them, so I'm just gonna throw that in there.
Not anymore. There's been 1,000 years of re-propagandizing radiation, your helpful radioactive glowy friend. You all watched the video in kindergarten.
It's like living in the 50s all over again.
Yay! Except we don't drink it.
Yeah, there's a much better.
You don't drink
like,
it.
Be cool, be careful, but like it's fine. It's not gonna, like
the shepherds. They have eugenics, caste system, and they drink radiation.
Who?
I forgot that I decided we had a caste system.
Oh yeah, you.
We are the worst.
Yeah, you suck.
I suck so much at this.
Y'all keep saying that the Institute is bad, but
at least you're not the shepherds. Peter's just got like bad principles. You're just like weird about knowing stuff, which I get. I've been there.
We haven't, Jareth hasn't thrown a big bad evil guy at us yet. Maybe I'm helping create that. All right, you're welcome.
I figured the situation is the big bad evil guy.
That too. It's always the big bad evil guy. Have you seen the world? Was my speech impassioned enough for me to get advantage?
Yeah.
Yes! Alright, and it's reach?
Reach.
Advantage.
Reach.
Submit. What
Success.
happens? Success? Heck yeah!
An
11.
6, 4, 4,
Woohoo.
plus 1. Okay, yeah, then kind of go into town and give a very impassioned speech about how cool you are to live with at your, like, cool open air? I don't feel like that's right. Tell me about your huts. You can resolve your recruit needs. I need to know this personally.
So I was picturing them, I think I said this a time or two ago when I was describing them. Like, I envision them sort of like the stilt houses, and they're not, like, exceptionally engineered, right? It's very rustic, lots of wood construction, that sort of thing. So they, I imagine
kind of like Willie's
that there's...
place in Stardew Valley?
Huh?
Like Willie's place in Stardew Valley?
A little, yeah. Like, it's not, I mean,
okay.
they're livable, but they're not, like, super
Fancy.
sturdy structures or anything like that. But it's this sort of, like...
How would you say they compare to a hurricane? Not that you've seen one, not that I'm going to. I'm trying to figure out that...
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think...
they're very sturdy, less sturdy? What are your...
Would you say that your greatest weakness is a hurricane? I'm just interested.
Right? Yeah.
I'm just taking notes.
That's actually, I was definitely thinking about that. That, like, yeah, no, I don't think they would stand up to something like that. But I also think that makes sense.
I will also,
given the resources we have, right? Like we would have to get all the resources and schlep them out there on our whale deterrent ferries. So yeah, I imagine that
are slow, yeah.
Yeah, and we
makes sense.
also are lacking in progress and culture right now, so it makes sense that they would be a little primitive in their construction, but like again, the idea is that can always be improved upon.
Yeah, okay. So
and it's just sort of a free-form sprawling settlement, and it sort of operates like Venice, where there are, some wooden like walkways between structures, but often you have to like hop between boats or something like that to get across. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That all checks out. Yeah, like I said, I genuinely don't think hurricanes are possible at this exact moment in whatever I'm doing, because it's been real cold, and that's the opposite of what helps hurricanes happen, in my understanding. Cool. All right.
Yay,
Did
alright.
anyone else wanna do some information, try to resolve some needs, anything like that? For each answer, add an appropriate detail to the map.
I attack the
I
caste
don't want
system.
to.
You
Smart.
what?
No, hang on. Let me see. Your family. You could try to infiltrate Peter's faction and undermine him. Undermine that particular
Literally
aspect.
mine under
Yeah.
his bug tunnels
Yep.
and then
I
collapse
mean-
them.
No,
Then
That's
we
undermine.
use
that's a
those.
different thing.
You recruit the
Do you?
centipedes to your side.
For what, Peter? For what?
Well, we're still growing some of our stuff underground.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like-
would have to imagine.
Mushrooms.
Yeah, I mean, so we are basically
Most of your crops are adapted to that.
yeah, and so I mean, we migrated to the abandoned
Catacombs.
catacombs. Yeah, catacombs underground. That's where we're.
That's
we're,
why I
so
always
we're still
remember the
hanging out
pillars.
underground.
Is I can't remember the word catacombs.
So we're living in this giant old, experimental catacombs full of failed genetic research, with the biohacked farmers basically up top as our like trading partners, and we're like collaborating to build a agricultural dystopia.
Yeah, apparently. What the fuck?
Hey, there's a reason my only need is motivation. So my people are
That's
unhappy.
True. Yeah. Yeah. That you.
Wait, you
managed
only
to
have
get rid of
that
most
one
of your
need? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Peter, have you looked up your move yet? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. So I was trying to figure out where that is in the rule book. So I was looking. So
Cultivator moves.
right. So yeah. So I have moves.
Culture is the one. At the start of each age, you can skip the months of cultivation and go straight to the harvest.
Yes.
So, of which are the ones in this? It's progress,
Yes.
land, and barter goods. Of those, you have land and barter goods. So, by harvesting your or by
Yeah, so-
planting your progress and harvesting it, you get medicine as a surplus,
Cool.
and one use of medicine that can heal harm bugs. We're gonna have to do the move, I think, that cuts your needs back, because I think you have too many at the end of this.
Wait, needs or surpluses?
Surpluses, sorry.
Okay.
And then what's the other one? Barter goods by no.
Yeah.
Wait,
So I've already got
progress is
barter
the-
goods and land. So I'm
Progress is the one you don't have. You don't get medicine. You get crops and livestock.
and I already have crops.
Okay, well then, livestock. Which I think you had that lost herd. Do you want to kind of have incorporated that?
Yeah.
That feels
okay.
like the best way to, because remember your bugs came back with the lost herd.
Yeah. So wait. So I'm getting surplus of
So-
livestock.
Here, let me review this.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, for the cultivator moves, the first
Right.
one,
Culture.
culture, for planting
Race.
land, you get crops. For planting barter goods, you get livestock, and then you also have the chance to get recruits from land, and your mounts get one free tag this age.
Wait. I don't get all three of those, right? I thought I just got
the
picked
first-
one.
The last two, it's meant so like
Sorry, I know
right
this is super
now-
boring to listen to.
no, I know, I'm sorry, yeah. So right now, you can reinvest and plant those to try and get the surpluses again. But at the start of the age, it's as if you had planted them.
Right. So I'm going
so you
straight
get
to the
you get the
harvest, which
surplus
is
back plus the benefit. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So essentially, I just get to pick a benefit right now, right? Because I'm spending the surplus and then immediately getting it back. So I just am picking whether I want progress land or barter goods, right?
Oh, I thought you got the both, but actually now that I'm reading it, yeah, I think you're right that you can pick one of the two that you have between crops and livestock.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I can either pick crops, livestock, or because I can't spend progress.
You don't have progress.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Gotcha.
sorry about the rules, everyone.
So I'm just gonna go straight and just add livestock to my surplus.
Yeah. Okay. Which puts you at +4 to mood. So you need to pick one of the things from Flush with Resources. If you want to take a look at that.
And where is that?
It's in the family moves.
My family moves?
No, the general family moves. Page 75 of the handout.
Okay.
Or something in the real book. I use that for the making rules more.
Okay.
So basically,
if mood would hit +4. Flush with resources. Okay.
Yeah, because you would have too good a mood.
Ooh.
So you got to pick one to sell. Might I recommend luxuries, maybe? Because that isn't doing you too much good, but it's up to you.
Yeah. I want to sell off my luxuries because screw my people's happiness, and I'm going to invest it in better equipment because I care about production.
Really into this. I love it.
Yeah. So I want a new gear option, which I assume means that I can. I don't know what that means.
Yours.
Yeah. So can I pick 4 instead of the 3? Is that how it works?
Yeah, I think you have the useful expertise thing was the one that you didn't pick, correct?
No, I don't have. Wait.
Yeah, you have the attack animals, the hides, and the pedigree land mounts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. All right. Yeah. So I want farmers.
Armors.
So +1 quality wrangling crops and animals. Yeah.
Ooh, cool. So you have that option. Excellent. Keep it rolling. Does anyone else have any data spending or family moves that I didn't notice automatically ping at the start of the age? I only know Peter.
This isn't necessarily a family move, but can I say that we brought the rod back to the research base?
Oh, the one kind of not in the lab, but kind of nearby?
I guess I'm wondering whether the robots took the rod to get us to the surface or whether or not it's about this like giant computer thing that's in the basement.
Oh, okay. So you want to bring it downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to give the giant weird computer nuclear power.
Oh.
No, that makes sense.
Seems smart.
Does it?
How do you do that?
I welcome our robot overlords.
Yes. No, I love that. So how do you do it? You kind of go.
Robots.
You definitely have like easy and regular access to the elevator and that room. You just kind of go in and be like, "Here you go," and kind of drop it on the console, or.
Did we say that I had grad students working on talking to the computer?
Yes. Yeah, you had a. I think that was one of the inter-age things we set up last time we talked to the computer, was that by this age you'd know that. You just had to study the manual thingamajig.
Okay, so I guess I want to go down with whatever grad student is decent at that and ask
translate,
the computer if this is what it was looking for or why it asked the robots to bring this back. I don't know what kind of role that is. Lore?
No, that's fine. We don't even need to do that. because the console repeatedly, with a lot of explanation points, says, "A gift, a gift, a gift."
Oh no.
It's okay, it loves you.
Wait, I'm good. It likes the rod, or
If you kind of query further, it was what you get is that it's a gift for you, rather than it receives it as a gift. Is what it feels.
okay. Okay. What does it? Can I ask it what it wants me to do with it?
I thought you would know.
Oh, fascinating. Okay.
Kind of what you gather after a little bit of going back and forth, typing confusedly in the console and whatever, is that your society seemed to treasure it, and so it took one to give to you because it likes you. You're its friend.
Can I ask it why it likes me? Does it like the grad student that's been spending all this time with it?
They're okay.
Of course.
I would just like to point out that the grad student that I played briefly is named Rod, so
That might have been it. It'd be really funny if it
He
was.
brought you Rod. No,
Maybe
can I
that's
ask
your
it
first
why,
assumption.
I guess? Yeah.
You woke me up is kind of the sentiment.
Okay.
Friend shows up a lot in the text.
Oh boy.
Mm.
Oh, we have fun.
which explains to the computer that it's moving a little bit too fast. You really can
Yeah.
more of an acquaintance. More of an acquaintance at this point.
Matt.
Would you like to try and kind of convince it to chill a bit? We can kind of make a roll.
It is not going to handle rejection well.
No,
If there's anything I want to know
no.
about AI.
Oh no.
I assume that's some sort of diffuse roll.
Probably a lore one, just because like it's technology, it's improvised technology. That's the one you're looking to roll anyways. So
Yeah.
in fact, you have an artifact that applies, so take advantage.
Oh, cool. Did I update my character stats without updating Roll20? Probably. Hold on.
That's entirely possible. Roll20 has been only somewhat helpful.
Yeah, I don't like that I can't
the...
write in most of the boxes.
Yeah, it's not very
exist.
helpful.
Not very
The
helpful.
family thing worked like the week we made characters, but then the week after stopped, and
I tried to look into it, but I got too confused. Basically, there is a way to like edit it on GitHub or whatever to create a version of that character sheet that's better for you. But in order to do that, you have to have like a premium Roll20 account or something. So someone like updated it and broke it, and then like no one else has bothered to go back and fix it. So
That's cool.
Thanks, person.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Chat, figure out who it is.
Okay.
Thanks for
It
looking,
looks like
Xander.
only my family stats got updated, and I haven't updated my character stats. So
okay.
that's a
The
lore
character
roll
stats
with
are the ones
advantage.
that work.
11.
Oh, there you go. I forget what. Oh, then yeah, I think it's like.
Can I just ask it to like run things by me before it steals like freaking rods from our nuclear power plant?
Check with you first. Okay, that
Yeah.
seems fair.
Text me.
That
or
seems
something.
fair, and you succeeded.
Text
So,
me.
do you have? It's fine. It'll probably just like come send a robot to come like tug at your
poke
lab
me
coat.
and be like, hey, okay, cool. I think that's
Cool.
the end of
Excellent.
that conversation.
Yeah, that feels like we've got most of what we're gonna. Sheryl, you're making a face. It's fine. It's probably fine. I don't even know why you're worried. It's like almost certainly, definitely, probably could be fine.
That
like,
was
it definitely, maybe, almost certainly might, could be fun.
quite a string of qualifiers. I really
Thanks, I made 'em
appreciate
myself.
it. Yes. Oh boy.
Comedic value.
I'm just gonna hang out here in my ocean.
Sounds like a very safe place to be. I don't think the robots can swim.
I'm hoping. Yep. Nope.
They can fly a little
I
bit,
know.
though, so... Only a little bit.
Just a bunch of people on pole houses with crossbows ready to shoot the robots into the ocean.
As you could imagine, like, hovering with some sort of... I guess it would have... couldn't do ion propulsion because you're in... I don't even know what they're using. Some sort of weird electromagnetic stuff, but it definitely... They can't fly. They hover a little, you've seen, but not very long. More just kind of as a short-term locomotion thing, and it takes a lot of energy. Because it takes a lot of energy. I do physics. I know things about energy. Cool. Did anyone else want to... What was the thing that Sheryl did? Spend their data... Uncover secrets by spending data. I don't know who has data. Peter has data. Do you want to?
I have 3 data.
Do you want to spend any of it to learn stuff?
Yes.
Okay. How much?
How much? What's it cost?
So you roll plus data spent on the Uncover Secrets move, which basically kind of represents calling in your kind of family's network of people who know stuff.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Sheryl spent only 2 out of her 4, but you could go up to 3 if you want. I think you could go up to 4 if you're feeling spicy.
I've only got 3.
It, but
So I want to
data,
do.
I think shows.
I have a lot of tech, but not data. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. Peter, go ahead. Sorry.
Wait, shit. No, I also have tech and not data. I was wrong.
Oh, no.
I have 3 tech. I don't have any data. Never mind.
All right.
I didn't realize they were different things until I looked.
Family rolls to get advantage on any family move. Any family move you want.
Nope.
Boost up your action.
Is it family or is it character level? I was confused about that because it kind of...
It says a roll.
Oh, okay. So
I'll look
maybe
between sessions, but for now, I actually think, you could probably do it on individual level character rolls too. It doesn't say anything here about how you can't. So I guess you can, which makes sense because a lot of the rolling happens at that level because of how the game's set up. Anywho, so no one's got data, then we'll go to the needs thingamajig, the needs move. Just kind of see how you all interact with this kind of above ground subterfuge. No, sorry, I was looking at the word subterfuge. It crossed my field of vision. I said it out loud. This above ground adaptation. That's not right either. Oh well. So I guess we can start rolling needs, going in no particular order, but the thing I have sitting in front of me, Xander, you have quite a few. I'm counting.
According to my records, I have culture, obligation. I have a need for obligation. Transport, trade, and barter goods.
You have an obligation. It's just... Oh, actually, we can double. There's a list of what things mean.
I just looked it up. So tech represents your family's hoard of advanced technology and scavenge lore. Families can use this to boost up any of their moves with the power-up move, while characters can take specific tech items from the family reserves to use their strange powers in the field.
Okay. So we, kind of have a bit of a established back of the things that we have.
Gotcha.
You kind of know what you have, but also if you kind of make something up that fits with your family's flavor, I'm not going to fight you. That's, I think specifically there's one of the moves is about, unleashing power. We can kind of compromise on a device from your tech.
Yeah, I think the way we've been acquiring tech, like some of them have been specific items that happened like at the individual level, and some of it has just been you get a tech. So
okay. So exactly. For if you want to represent any of those with something you've made up, like Jordan in particular has a Rosetta Stone that I thought I can think of. but I know we've kind of established some of the things. So those specific things are also in your various arsenals. But yeah, Xander, I think what 5 barter goods, culture, obligation.
I have 5 needs and 5 surpluses.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's very
even in general, but for this, I need you to roll 2d6 plus 5, and that's probably not going to go great. For the in want move, there it is. I love these reference tables. They're very, very convenient.
Woof.
That's bad. Take
I
a
don't know.
need.
I mean, aren't
That's
higher
not too
numbers
bad.
better in this game?
Not right now.
Mostly, but not on a needs roll.
This one is under 10 is good, right?
Yeah. On a 10 plus, pick a need. On a 13 plus,
I didn't know that while I was rolling. Should I try rolling?
Oh
again?
yeah, then give it another.
Nice
go,
try.
Go ahead.
No.
This plus 5 is definitely gonna change. So yeah, why don't you pick one of those needs and we can. No, 11. All right.
What am I picking one of my needs for?
The in want move, which is on 85 of the handouts, or one of the pages of the real thing.
The handouts have page numbers?
69. Oh, 68. PDF numbers, page numbers. I'm just looking at my PDF reader. It says page 78.
My handout only has 55 pages.
What? Oh, did you get the sideways one? That's got a different set of pages.
Should have 95 pages.
They're different. No, they're 2 different ones. They're good for different things. Yeah, this one only has. I see. No wonder. Near the bottom somewhere. To answer your question. 48, 47. It's gotta be here. Here we go. 46 of your of the printable handout. The story move in want is what we're looking at. So, and then
I have to pick something that
crisis.
creates a crisis.
A crisis.
I'm going to go with obligation because I don't know what that is.
Where do you remember where you picked it up?
I have that too. It came from a trial.
Oh, okay. That's rude because the surpluses and needs section doesn't include it. So let me go thank you for knowing that, Sheryl. I can now look at the trials and find which one it is.
It comes from a fortune. Your family
Oh.
builds a place
Oh.
of safety and commerce. Something, something, something. Take a need for obligation.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
thought it was a trial.
But you get a
Yeah.
surplus of peace.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I think what it is in that context is you've sworn to kind of keep this place safe, and so therefore you, as kind of the need is for security of the thing you boast about, I guess. It's kind of you owe to this settlement and vice versa. Does that? If that checks. But yeah, we gotta pick a thing. What about something sneaking under your radar? Can add a map thing. Picks an option from the uncover secrets.
One of our settlement's colonists is actually a whale.
An undercover whale.
That's right. Or a snow leopard. That might be slightly more realistic.
2 snow leopards in a trench coat.
2 snow leopards in a trench coat. And then when I corner them, I say, "You've been spotted." And then the trench coat falls off, and they say, "We always have been."
Peter takes one harm box.
Yeah. I think the harm boxes for my family. The first one might be angry.
Yeah,
so...
mine is.
Yeah.
Forest. What I think I'm gonna do here is add the uncover thing, a barrier that impedes travel.
Nikki liked the joke.
I loved it. We've got this cool mountain here that's spewing lava, and I think not a pyroclastic flow, a different one. What's the slow lava?
Volcano just gets up and moves closer.
Slow lava.
Slow lava.
Slow lava.
Well, like the pyroclastic flow is when it kind of goes boom, and like there's a whole bunch of ash and stuff going down. Anyhow,
Sure, your Pompeii's or your Mount St. Helens is
right, exactly. And this is more Hawaiian volcano. Where
it's threatening his town, so is it an iconoclastic flow? I'll leave now.
Cheryl.
What?
wow.
Supposed to help.
Wow.
You're supposed to be help.
Am I?
No.
I'm a player in this game, darn it.
Got me there. But yeah. So that.
Peter's so upset.
I don't necessarily know if you want to or have much to do about this right now, but you can certainly take a moment, or I guess whatever moment isn't right, but kind of do a family move or something like that in reaction if you want.
Just cut to the council of the Spiderhawks in a meeting room, and they're all just running around. Ah!
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
What do you have?
It's a very important meeting, only for the top leaders.
You got your moral code thing.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm not allowed to kidnap.
So rude.
It is rude to kidnap, yes.
It's rude. I've always said
I just meant that they weren't going to let you. But,
I'll take 2 weeks to think about it, and you can come back to me.
Okay, cool. Then next on the spreadsheet is Peter, who only has one need now, which is morale. Everyone's unhappy.
Yes. Yeah.
Including me.
Sorry. I'm also unhappy though because of Sheryl and Xander's horrible puns.
Sarah says you're making angry mustache noises, and I was like,
aren't we all? At the end of the day, aren't we all?
No, just stop, because now I have to edit that out later.
No, leave it in. Everyone will love it.
I have to hear it twice. Stop.
The best part is I don't have to hear it at all. I have no idea what it sounds like.
Did you roll yet? Would you stop doing things to your microphone and roll? Hit the dang button. I said dang twice. Give me that 2d6 plus 1.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could just roll it on my character sheet, but whatever.
Oh, do you have like a... Oh.
There is a button to just click it, but...
Is there? Does it work?
Yeah, like the reach, grasp, and sleight rolls work, but...
Oh, yeah, those ones work, but not the... That's weird on the other ones.
Yeah.
Whoop.
There's a 10.
There's a 10. I think that's the number I needed, not the number you needed. I moved so many... On a 10 plus, pick one of your needs. Yeah, sorry, buddy. It's morale. And the other players pick a crisis that it creates.
You guys can pick riots or something like that.
Yes, because you have a caste system and people are unhappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fine with the eugenics. It's really just a caste system.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that they don't like... These are part of an underlying ideology that truly sucks.
Well, okay. The reason that the eugenics is fine is that the radiation in their food and drink has made them all infertile anyway, so...
Crazy Half-Life War Boys.
I feel like that's
All right.
like more. I feel like that's not eugenics. I feel like that's just like unfortunate circumstances. I feel like you have, right? Like you have to like actively just being like, nah, some people are just sterile. That's not eugenics.
No,
Right,
there
but
is,
that's
I
why
think, a
they're
fair
fine with
difference.
eugenics. I could take time.
Oh.
I could take time to explain the joke I was attempting to make, but I don't think it'll be worth it.
No,
Oh,
this
okay.
is going
The
downhill
cost-benefit
rapidly.
analysis
Look at me, I'm learning.
It's about that time in the show.
I'm gonna switch the kind of cat. There's one where you can't get new supplies from the gear category this session. I'm gonna switch that to age, because like it's too weak, guys. Yes, because of our session structure, I think. But yeah, I do really like that idea of kind of trouble in the ranks. None of these in wants quite fit, except kind of yeah, that kind of gear one. You got a new gear, and you've got farmers, right? Well, now you've got a farmer strike.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's bad.
So you can no longer select that until you resolve this conflict. Do you want to start right now? Do any family moves? Do any whatever the other character?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. So, I haven't used the evolutionary leap. I guess I was going to use the evolutionary leap move. So because I picked livestock with my culture, the group of animals gets. I guess that's I guess I will get that when I roll a new character.
Oh, I see.
But yeah. So I wanted ferocious and vicious animals. So since I've tamed the centipedes, and that was kind of what I'm building on. Just kind of going for more some warlike stuff.
They're definitely like a larger scale livestock, higher hauling capacity and tunnel digging capacity, and a lot of shit that'd be way more helpful than this beetle. That was definitely a very good collar, your kind of mean stock beetle, but also isn't as big.
Yeah.
Can't haul as much. Yeah.
So the ferocious, violent, 2-quality centipedes are great for union busting.
Jesus.
Oh boy. Wow.
All right. That's a family move. Give me, where is it? The one where you use grasp to claim by force. Give me that claim by force roll to see how this goes, you fucking monster.
Okay, so I'm rolling plus grasp.
Whoa.
Ooh, that was a miss.
Bad karma.
They have the centipede's favorite food. You know what you were relying on?
Ooh.
Was your food storage, you dum-dum.
Nice. I like it.
The situation maintains, and also your centipedes are on their side, so you can't claim those either, you fool. You can continue to use your beetles who maintain hold of because of pheromones or training. I don't know. You tell me.
One of the most loyal creatures in the animal kingdom is the noble dung beetle.
Yeah, I feel like our beetles were primarily fed on dung and fungus, and the centipedes were, because they're carnivorous, they're it was more of a deal with the the biohacked farmers who are co-agricultural
among the
hanging out people. No. I'm gonna assume that the union. Basically we have a split. So there's a split in the family where there's the old school cultivators and the new school the farm revolution, and they've like banded together with the biohacked farmers. And so it's like a below ground and up, like old school, above ground, new school kind of split. I like it.
Check your character, because that may also represent an advancement on that. The roll move.
The roll move.
To change Charon's role.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Charon's
assume
role,
Charon
the
is
boy.
like retired now. It's been a long time, and I was kind of picturing him being pretty old when we started. So I feel like I'm gonna have to probably make a new character, and I'm thinking maybe. I'm thinking.
Oh, do you want to hit this like here?
We don't have to do it now.
No, that's
we're gonna
fine.
play now. But I kind of like the idea of having one of the
farmer union.
one of the newer cultivators as my primary
That's
character.
good. I like them a lot more already. If
Yeah.
I'm being honest, I think getting out from under this cultural thing you've built is
I created a horrible culture, and now I get to fight back against the monster that I've created.
Wait, but the newer ones are the ex-raiders? Is that right?
They're the X-Raiders
part of.
plus the like farmers. They're like it's like
Yeah.
the lowest tier in our
agricultural.
caste system plus the biohacked raiders who are
Who
our like,
have
closest
inspired them to ride up.
ally. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Love it.
So, me too, honestly.
Need
But for
commission
now,
some
why don't you-
kick-ass rock music for this part?
Yeah, right. Why don't you move over to outsider?
Oh, okay.
On Charon and take a move, because that's what it happens.
Outsider. And that's not one of the options on the character sheet, I don't think.
Isn't it
the
like...
role? Because like you were a leader.
It was an envoy.
No, not your character sheet.
Not that level.
Yeah.
Within
Like,
explaining the
you can
rules
be-
on stream.
So on the actual character sheet, if you scroll down past like your harm boxes, it says roles. So you can be a leader, an agent,
are.
a rebel, or an outsider.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and you
everyone.
like as your character changes role within the family, you click different boxes. So like Islae started out as an agent and is now a leader.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Once
I guess you
grab
would
all
be-
four, you die.
Yeah. So you would be like a rebel or an outsider now. And then it describes like why you would change to one of those.
Oh wait, actually, it's probably. Is that envoy?
Well, rebel
I
says...
thought you were envoy, not firebrand.
Well, I was.
Firebrand.
I was changing it because I was going to make a new character.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, then we'll handle that later.
Right, because I was retiring
Probably
Charon,
in the break.
so-
Love that. Well, then is it like a violent revolution? What happens? Let's dive into this, and then we can kind of get to the break.
I feel like it's like an uneasy peace. Like they're essentially trading with each other.
Okay.
Because, like they basically fought to a stalemate after there was like a brief period of violence where like the old school cultivators. I don't know. Xander's way better at coming up with names than I am. But
That's all right. We'll get there.
Yeah, the cultivators, tried to like quell the revolution with the centipedes, and then the
But like your
farmers-
family.
Yeah, like so like the shepherds
The
of the
shepherds,
cave,
kinda.
shepherds tried to quell the farmers' uprising, and failed, and basically
They inevitably will.
yeah, but because they're still so inextricably linked with the food production, they really can't.
Yeah, you can't like
Exist without each
completely
other?
sever either
Yeah.
side of the
Yeah.
relationship.
And
it's-
because the caves are so, or the whole catacombs are so well defended, the topsiders can't, take the catacombs by force.
And like what, especially
And yeah,
now that
likewise,
they've got
yeah,
the
it's kind of a bottleneck
centipedes,
in
but-
between. So it's just they're just gonna kind of grudgingly trade with each other. But
Cool as
because the shepherds are essentially trapped in the catacombs, all the other families basically are only interacting with the topsiders now.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I love that for you.
You guys remember
so very
Charon? I
interesting.
wonder whatever happened to that guy.
Oh, he's the guy though. He's the one who's still. Unless you want to kind of do the death move.
Yeah, I'd be okay with the topsiders killing Charon. Yeah, that seems like a solid end for Charon.
Serves them right. Wait, are the topsiders? I missed.
Dun, dun, dun.
Aren't they the farmers? Or
Yeah, they're the farmers. Yeah, like
Okay, cool.
like Charon was like trying to like super old, came out of retirement, try and quell the revolution.
the union bust
With his-
and
yeah, with
got
his
what
hook
he had
hand.
coming.
Yeah, exactly. Was like first
Got
up
his
against the
thrust
wall
fight.
when the revolution came.
Herb's
Yeah.
him, right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this
exactly.
twist turn for you, Peter. Cool. So that seems like a really solid place to take a break, and then we can get to Jordan and Cheryl's needs, and then examine that some more because I am curious.
Wow. Yeah, that took a turn. I'm so excited for
I
the
know.
drama.
I love it. I love it. We're off.
Okay, so yeah, thanks to Qui-Gon Bowers, Sarah, Nikki, Kirk, everybody hanging out in the chat. We appreciate you being here. We're gonna take a quick bio break, grab a refreshment, pet your pets, say hello to anyone else you're trapped in quarantine with, and we'll be back soon. Bye. Hi friends, we're back again. We got some snacks. Had to talk about cats, and we're ready to. I guess we're doing more needs. Is that right?
Yeah. On my spreadsheet here. You're next, Sheryl.
Oh, good.
You've got a lot of
I have 4.
surpluses, but
I
a
have
lot of needs.
4 needs.
Yeah.
2d6 plus 4.
That's correct.
Let's see how this goes.
You resolved one of them, though.
Oh,
Could've been worse.
boy, that's bad.
Oh, well, Sheryl, that's the bad number.
Yeah, it is the bad number.
Pick
Yeah.
one. 14. I think 13 is the bad number, actually. 14 is just like in that range, too.
I was just going to clarify that for listeners at home.
Who,
Oh.
yeah.
That 14 was the
It's
bad
even
number?
worse.
14
It's
was
even
the bad
worse
number.
than the bad number because it's 14.
Yeah.
not 13.
Yeah, let's go
But
with
only a little bit.
my obligation that I got from building a place of safety and et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. You just kind of went in and kind of were like, yeah, we've got this cool new settlement, and now you're definitely kind of owe it to the people thereof to keep it going and running. Let me see. I'm looking at this list trying to figure out, like, someone ransoming is always a little, or stranded, or at death's door. Okay, hang on. I don't know why I never read the second or third clauses of that option, but there's actually some good ones here. Well, does anyone have kind of thoughts on kind of how Cheryl's obligation might come? I have. I'm just looking. It's not. I can't. Let us say. I think. That you probably, especially no, because your boats are just like whale repellent, so they're not really a problem anymore. It's just like that they're slow. Sorry.
Red Tide.
Huh?
Why you gotta be like that?
Which one? Oh.
Nothing. I didn't say anything. I was trying to be
Never mind.
helpful.
Yeah,
Audio
of course you were.
processing. Out of kid, ready to explode. Yeah, okay. You just kind of brought a bunch of new people into your settlement. And you also kind of have a lot of people who were there initially. And it feels a little crowded, I think, once everybody's, because, like, you're building as fast as you can, but each of these, like, pole houses definitely takes a lot more work than a regular house, which is also a lot of work. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
That sounds reasonable.
What are the poles made out of? Are they metal?
I mean, whatever we've been able to scrounge, I guess. So sure,
Well, metal is an option.
Wood, whatever. Why?
There's no wood here, is there?
Wood is definitely a lot, actually, of a trickier prospect now that Peter says this out
Well,
loud.
okay,
Yes.
but like,
We all pronounce
Where do
it
you
wood
get
because
wood?
we've only seen it.
Wood.
well, but like we could have. I mean, I guess it depends on what things were made out of previously, right? Like, where are any of us getting building materials? Because
Bones.
Stone and clay, I think, are where the primary ones kind of underneath, because like they're there.
Interesting. Okay.
Certainly, there's a lot of iron, I think, underground. I don't citation needed. At the bottom. No, hang on, I've gotten off track. So I think definitely metal, and like I said, if you're running on nuclear power, there's definitely a lot of mining going on and or refining happening anyways. So metal's certainly an option.
Then metal. That is perfectly fine.
Neat. Just like, yeah, I imagine a lot of the clay is kind of on top of like rebar structure or something like. Anyhow,
sure,
doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, and we used the whale bones before they sunk. I don't know. Whatever.
No, I it's not like super deep here, and I think
Right.
you have diving technology, correct? Right? Like,
Oh yes, we are good at the swimming thing.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, I think they're easily recoverable by kind of, they're, I think 20-ish feet. You're on like a continental shelf here. It's not continental. No. Yes? Yes. How like deep do those go? Pretty deep. It's like 20 feet deep out here where you're at. It's more of a bayou.
More of a bayou. Cool.
Listen, I don't have to.
But we have to
justify
worry
the
about
things I
whales.
say. Yeah, more of an inlet. How does that feel?
I want to go back to. I want to
Okay, Peter.
address my red tide
Let's
thing.
litigate something.
You've got a whole bunch of people pooping. It's floating right into the ocean, and you've got no bayou. Got no marsh plants to
This is interesting.
absorb
yes.
those nutrients.
Okay.
Resurgence
go ahead.
in single-celled organisms. Just saying, seems like a good.
Interesting. I was coming at that from but Sheryl rolled two
I did roll two bad
they get
things.
two bad things. So I'm gonna give you like some kind of social stress. I was gonna call it a powder keg ready to explode. Like a gnat. Sorry, I can't believe they put it in those words. It's really hard not to just go to Freddie Mercury when that happens. I have a very association-based brain. I can't help myself. What were we doing? Oh yeah, we were adding your settlement is also now a powder keg ready to explode.
Okay.
I'm gonna whoa. Anyhow. And a second thing Peter points out, I do like that a lot. What do you have here? Obligation, fresh water needs. Let's go with that. You've worsened your available local water.
It's not fresh water.
No, I agree.
It's ocean. That's a different need.
I'm playing off this need. You were looking at desalinization, were you not?
Well, I hadn't done anything about it yet. I just gotten that information.
Agreed. No, listen. Again,
And telling me
ice
that I
melt is
need
also
heat
an
in order
option.
to create desalinization tech is not exactly whatever.
No,
Anyway.
that's fair. Listen. It's kind of I don't. You can. Isn't it the specific thing about that? Let me double check. It's added appropriate detail to the map. Okay. I didn't realize that. Let's give you freshwater spring kind of down here. You have to add a detail for the data thing. In fact, for both of them, it's pink. I don't know why it's pink. I just
By the giant slaughterhouse? That seems like a great source of fresh water. Okay. um, neat.
I mean, yeah, that is definitely a concern that I was planning to play against you. Yes. But it's fairly near your settlement, and you can possibly secure it.
Cool.
But before, I'm looking at the needs list. I really like Peter's idea, or the not needs, the adding adversity list. I really like Peter's idea, and I'm kind of trying to figure out which of these applies most to it. Which of the gear stuff do you have?
Gear?
Yeah.
Our gear is
try to think if any of them are kind of tied enough to your water that I can kind of cripple them a bit.
I mean, the backpack octopuses, like, that's how I got the need for fresh water in the first place, was that it had something to do with that. But I have fishing spears, grappling rigs, and octopus friends.
Yeah, I think until you resolve your red tide issues, which you didn't see coming, probably because I think
see coming.
That's fair.
No, that's fair. Head shaking happening.
That's deeply upsetting, but I guess it's fair. Here's the thing. Yeah, I think too much of your fresh water is now, especially since you have more people in your settlement, spent like just on people, and you don't really have enough to spare to take your octopi friends with you. Like, their tanks are fine, but like you can't like use the mobile units.
Okay, no more octopuses. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Like, I think desalinization was probably, now that you've yelled at me enough, how it was how you were doing things.
Okay.
So it's a slow enough process that, like, without securing a real freshwater source, especially now that the fresh water you were bringing from underground is
yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I don't have octopuses anymore, and my settlement is socially unrestful.
Yeah, it's a bit crowded.
So am I supposed to do something about that now or not?
You can. I don't necessarily know too much how you intend to, well, pull together is probably a move about it.
Yeah.
But you can certainly attempt to claim by force that freshwater spring that you discovered earlier that I should have put on the map earlier.
It's fine. I can wait on that. I guess the social unrest is a little more like, I'm not sure what to do about that. But yeah, I guess isn't hold together the thing.
That's basically the move, yeah. Must resist, hardship, temptation, or infighting. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
On a hit, you made mostly okay. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Give me that roll.
How does that... Whoa, finding the page, please.
It's your plus mood, which is probably +3.
Pull it together. Okay, plus mood. Okay. My mood is... Let's see. I have 4 needs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 surpluses, so it'll be a +2. Okay.
I thought.
Nope.
I thought you were riding like that edge.
I was, and then things changed at the age. So.
That's right.
6.
Okay. Yeah.
That's not great.
6 is not
2,
great
2,
indeed.
And 2. I have another tech. Can I retroactively add another die and give myself advantage? And a 6!
Oh,
that's
heck
better.
Yeah. 6 + 2 + 2 is in fact 10, which is the good one.
Yep.
The trial brings you together, so describe I guess, how do you kind of, at the leadership level, work out these tensions?
So we create a buddy system. So this, okay, wait for it. So this settlement is made up of the people who were like the original ripples who left, or who had been living in the caves and then left the caves and came here to the ocean and had started building a way of living in this pole house community on the ocean with the ferries and the whale hunts and like creating this new culture, which is still very young. And then we sort of reached out and, you know, benevolently rehomed a whole bunch of the refugees from the Citadel after the nuclear meltdown. But they are not all used to our on the ocean lifestyle, and so we create a buddy system where basically like the homes are paired, so there are like sort of old ripples or like people who had been ripples for a long time living next to or with new recruits and sort of helping guide them in the process of like learning how to live on the ocean and do the boat thing and the hunting thing, and you know, just sort of like helping shepherd everyone along.
I'm looking
The old ripples tell the young ripples tales about whales because the young ripples have never seen a whale.
Whale tales, you say?
Whale tales.
I'll give you leadership.
Yeah.
'Cause that's a real one.
Wait, leadership is a surplus now?
Yeah, it says gain surplus morale if you get a 10+, but you already have that, so leadership makes more sense, I think.
Sweet, thanks.
You did some talking or leading or something equivalent. You're also, though, have your water problems, which might be solved, for instance, by grabbing this freshwater spring, or might be solved in a different way. Up to you. Can certainly take a swing at it right now, and we can see how it goes.
Sure, I'll try you said a claim by force on the freshwater spring?
Yeah, if you're gonna do it in advance this time.
Yeah, no, I'm good. And that's grasp, right?
Correct.
Okay. Standard. Nope, I miss. Okay.
Ooh, bad.
Ooh,
5 is a miss.
All right.
Okay.
Bad.
So I guess claim by force kind of has a lot of different right, you're trying to seize and control this resource. There's, I guess, it's not so much in a military, take it from the other side sense. It's more against the elements that you're facing. So how do you do this? That will inform how it goes bad.
I think what goes poorly about it is kind of what we were just dealing with, right? Like it's not that far away from where we are, but it is far enough away that we just don't have the sort of like social support or infrastructure at this present moment, right? Like we're working on everybody being happy and working together, but that means that like it isn't a well-oiled machine yet in terms of how our society works. So like we, try to sort of gain access to that, but it doesn't wind up being like a long-term secure option because we just don't have the right sort of like organization amongst the people, or like not all of the new people have developed the appropriate skill sets, et cetera. So we made a nice attempt, but just not in the cards right now.
Okay. And I think your supply lines are therefore overcommitted to that to a certain extent, and you're therefore somewhat vulnerable in terms of your boats on hand and ability to transport other things for kind of the upcoming however long it makes sense narratively, you know what I mean? Probably not the full H, but until you do something. Or until something happens, or whatever. Jordan, you're last. You have, on my notes, 3 needs: defense, culture, and recruits.
Yes.
Give me that roll. This is a family move you could probably spend tech on. Although I don't think you want that. I don't know how advantage would work for a roll you want to roll low on. I guess it could be disadvantage, but like that's confusing.
That's grasp, right?
No, needs.
Oh wait,
plus
no.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the non-statted one because I'm a monster.
Oh, I can't spell roll apparently. Okay.
9. Oh, that's the good number. You're safe. Your friendly AI friend is watching out for you, so that's good.
Cool.
It's not ideal, but it's good.
Both good and not good.
Yeah, I was
Good
about to say
and
that
not
feels
good.
short-term good, long-term bad.
It's neutral. I mean, you did talk to it. It's gonna check with you before doing stuff.
For destroying entire civilizations. Cool.
Destroying. Barely destroyed
Hopefully nothing
any.
ever happens to you.
Yeah.
Me,
Oh
personally?
no.
No,
Oh, she's old. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm sure the AI will handle it super well. Its first friend in thousands of years.
Yeah.
Dying.
Jordan's next character just has to be the grad student that's been learning how to talk to it.
Literally, that was the plan.
Excellent. I'm glad to see everyone knows what's happening. 'Cause I
But is
don't.
it Rod?
Huh?
But
What is
is
the
it
graduate
Rod?
student Rod?
Oh.
He
What
had
were
the
the two
like.
graduate students' names? They had names.
Who was the one who was like a fifth year who was kind of...
Bubble?
Oh, that's mine. Her name was Kina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just kind of over it,
Yep.
but also like is the only one who knows what's up. I don't want to be the first year. I
Mhm.
can't feign that
Smart.
level of enthusiasm and naivete.
But Jordan, it's a role
I mean, you don't
playing
have to be
game.
one of those 3 grad students. You could have. It's been a while. They've
Yeah.
probably graduated.
Maybe not.
Many of them have tenure,
not.
maybe up to you. Yeah, no, listen, literally up
Maybe
to
they're
you.
postdoc.
Maybe. Up to you again. You set the structures, your family. So those are needs. Does anyone have anything else they want to do on their various situations before I figure out something else to do to you? I mean, I meant that. Alright. That.
Uh-oh.
Run the app Rescue Time in the background on my computer, and it counts Zoom meetings as productive time.
Yep.
Oh,
hmm
good.
So
There you go.
I'm meeting my daily quota of productive time.
You're welcome.
Are you? Are you
Working on a Sunday. That's a shame.
Oh yeah, the caravan showed up overnight.
Oh yeah.
That was fun. There's some cool stuff out here. I'm just looking.
Looking at the
Actually,
map,
here's an.
trying to decide what to do to us now.
Oh, apparently Zach Cornfell got engaged. That's sweet.
Who?
One of the try guys. The only one that isn't married or gay.
Fair enough. Listen, I don't know. I barely know anything about anything. No, I think Ganysburg is probably then where I would like to look. It's probably fine. Actually, it's definitely fine. You see from it's kind of on a hillock, right? Also to the east, where the sun rises. I can never. My sense of east-west is so bad. But you see kind of a small caravan coming from definitely not like your people's territory, of basically from the wastes. Possibly somebody who didn't come from your city is what I'm trying to imply here. And in fact, you will confirm if you just like let them come in. But before that happens, do you do anything? Assume kind of just because it's a vast, unfeatured waste, you definitely have at least, a few days warning, right? Like nothing going over, it's going all that fast, and you can definitely see for miles. So
Vast unfeatured waste just needs a makeover.
what's up, Peter?
Who notices it? I mean, it seems like the Bowerbirds or whatever they're calling themselves these
Yeah,
days are they're in that direction and also vigilant.
Them, yes, that's
The family formerly known as Bowerbirds, yes.
I'm definitely gonna say a child in the settlement spots it first, just because I always like kind of that movie visual when a kid points to a thing.
Hey, look, listen.
No, that's a fairy.
Wait,
vibe.
are they not the same thing?
Same vibe.
I really respected them for, in the next game, making the fairy completely useless to get back at us all for complaining. Anyhow, that's neither here nor there. Xander, do you... Yeah, the Bowerbirds, I think, are definitely the first to know, to the point where I think they could decide whether or not any of you know before they show up in Ganysburg. And actually, I drank way too much water. I'm going to be right back. I'm so sorry.
Oh man, now we need to entertain the people.
Xander needs to make some decisions.
Xander needs to make decisions. Make them out loud to entertain the people.
Well,
That's a really promising start. Thank you for that.
I feel like we should be like the king of Ba Sing Se and do nothing.
Oh, good.
There is no caravan in the the featureless waste.
There is no caravan in Ganysburg. Nikki wants to know. So, hi, Nikki. Nikki is going to be on our show on Saturday. But Nikki is. This is her first time tuning in to Burn. So this game is called Legacy: Life Among the Ruins, and it's it's a powered by the apocalypse game. So this is one of those games where we kind of built the world together-ish. So like Jareth had a basic premise. But we sort of built our characters and the map together using prompts from the book. And this game is interesting in that we zoom in and zoom out at different levels of the game. So you'll notice we haven't necessarily done a lot of like in-character like role-play conversation today. And that's because we've mostly been quote-unquote zoomed out. And so we're operating at the levels of our families, the Ripples, the Bowerbirds, the Shepherds of the Cave, and the Institute. But if there was a need for us to sort of be on the ground in the midst of the action, we would quote-unquote zoom in on our individual player characters and role-play through the action. So that's what's unique about this game.
And most days, high numbers are good on dice, but today they're bad for some reason.
Yeah, what? Who decided that?
That's a fair question, Mr. Game Designer.
I mean, I don't know why Peter's complaining. You're the one with the least needs right now, or the fewest needs right now.
I'm wrong.
I'm winning, you guys. I fought myself, and now I'm winning.
Wow, yeah, Qui-Gon.
Some fine game writers made this game.
That would be a very interesting scene. Qui-Gon Bauer says they want to see some roleplay of Peter's new character killing his old character. So you just, like, talk to yourself for 20 minutes.
True, actually. Set that up for us.
That silent pantomime is going to be great for the podcast. Thanks.
Was it silent? Because I was screaming the whole time. Did you not hear that?
I'm glad you weren't screaming into your microphone.
There was screaming. It was very horrible audio. I guess Zoom decided it was noise.
Good.
Oh yeah, it's done that to me.
Thanks, Zoom.
Much fair.
I think the reason that we couldn't hear the screaming is that it's 2020 and we're all screaming inside of our own hearts.
Yeah.
So loudly.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
We were just tuning it
drowns
out.
Just
noise.
fades into the background.
Yeah.
Just the ambient screaming that's happening. Oh.
Scream inside
Really,
your
it's
heart
when the
is
screaming
truly
stops
the
that we're going to
greatest
be like,
description
why
of
is it so
2020.
quiet? Why is it so quiet all of a sudden
YouTube keeps
today?
recommending videos that are like 8 hours of just like ambient white noise, and I think that's all I'm ever gonna watch on YouTube ever again. I love you guys, but
A friend of
I
mine
think for
shared
me,
a-
that's like Taz Balance. I've probably listened to it about like 20
Still been-
times since.
yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, well, no, since like quarantine started. Like, it's just on loop. where I'm like, this is pure and untainted by the world.
Oh, this dopamine.
Until you find out that it has, subliminal messages to support a particular political party. A friend of mine.
If it's the McElroys,
What's
any
happening?
political party they think I should
say.
support, I will support them. I don't care. I trust them.
Also, they were never subtle.
Yeah.
Like, in any of their podcasts.
Yeah, like all of their most recent episodes of Bam Bam, they're like, go register to vote and don't vote for Trump.
Yeah.
we don't care what you do as long as you don't vote for Trump.
I'm in California. What are we doing here?
Xander was supposed to be making decisions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You were gonna do the like the character you said of Bossing Say, but
right. Yes.
Are you sure you didn't mean
I'll be like the king of
Omashu?
Bossing Say and try to get that neutral chakra.
Yeah, Omashu is what you're going for.
No, wait,
Bossing Sing's
no.
the other one.
Yeah, Bossing Say is the
Omashu booming.
idiot king.
How dare you?
he was
Oh yeah.
not
Right, I
booming.
thought-
There though.
No, I thought we were doing there's no caravan
Bosco.
in Bossing Say. Wasn't that how this started?
No.
No?
Yeah, I mean yes, but you
I'm talking about the
misunderstood
character.
what Xander was referencing.
Oh.
The character who was like trapped or something.
Yeah, Boomy
And
is
then
in
he
like
was
a
like, I'm
stone.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stay
Yeah.
here
Yes.
because I'm building up.
Yeah.
Neutral
Wasn't that
choice.
Bossing
Yeah,
Say
that
or
was
am I
Boomy.
off?
No, that was
In Omashu,
Omashu.
That was
Omashu.
Omashu.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Bossing
then
Say was the guy with the pet bear.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was just a plain
Just-
bear.
just
Platypus bear?
Just
Nope.
plain bear. Yeah.
Nope.
Just a bear.
It's
Alright, great
it's been like a
references.
decade since I've watched that series.
But it's like, okay. Anyway.
You haven't rewatched it during quarantine? What?
What else have you been watching?
What? Yeah,
I'm
jeez.
watching the show Alone on the History Channel where people survive by themselves out in the wilderness. I like that show a lot.
Me too. It's so good.
I just finished season 7. It was pretty great.
It's a lot of hand
like
flapping.
I'm
Laura and
just
I are
so
always looking for
excited.
new shows to watch.
I want so much credit for not spending the next hour just talking to Xander about Alone.
Yes,
Our
you get all the
listeners-
credit. You win.
I-
Can we move on?
Yes.
That's fair. Fortune Fire from history, very good. Xander, so do you tell the
I
other
still have
factions?
another comment that I've unsuccessfully
Oh,
made.
God.
A friend of mine shared with me a realistic meditation video for 2020, and it has like a bunch of swear words in it, but it's spoken really calmly. So it's like, close your eyes and leave your shitty life behind, and then it like guides you through like an hour of meditation or whatever. So
Did it work?
I didn't do the whole thing. I don't have the attention span to do
Same.
something for an hour.
Ah.
Strong save. Speaking
Next
of
time
doing
you come to
something
my house,
for an
we'll do
hour, are you
yoga.
telling the other factions?
I have
or
a
what?
word. I have a Word document on my computer called dissertation. Do you think it has a dissertation in it? No.
What does it have in it?
Like 3/4 of an outline. I didn't even finish outlining it. Is
So
the
do you tell the
caravan? How many how many creatures does the caravan have?
Creatures?
Well, I don't want to say
that's
people
fair.
if they're not people.
Things you don't even know. For at least at first, because it's very far away until it gets closer, which I admit is tautological. But here we are. Anyhow,
I only know what the word tautological means because of XKCD, the webcomic. So
Same. They're like 5. They look like basically those army Humvees. Yeah, they look not the ones with the kind of wagon backs. Am I making any sense here to anyone? Okay. Cheryl's giving me a fit. It
not
looks
sure.
like those kind of covered.
I'm imagining
Right.
like VW Beetles, but like their trunks are popped open with like a bunch of stuff inside, so they can't close. It's just hanging out.
basically
There's,
like
bunch
a
of ropes
covered
tied around
light
to
troop carrier, kind of with like a canvas style covering. So I guess let me try again. Like a pickup, like those hay rides, but with like a canvas covering and no hay, like that. Kind of
Okay.
with the vehicles, but kind of not big. is my major point. Definitely doesn't appear all that threatening. None of them are like tanks. None of them are like this armored truck that's now like a cool hydroponic farm. Go ahead. The one in the farming readers, the biohacked farmers.
Where they grow cucumbers and lettuce, which doesn't have very good caloric value, but it does look cool.
Yeah, or whatever.
Your hot
It's
vegetable
biohacked.
take
Fuck you.
tonight.
It's like super good caloric value because it's biohacked. Go to hell.
Got a lot of feedback on my vertical farming episode where people are like, oh, we're all just going to survive on lettuce. Let me know when we can grow real crops, So apparently,
I want a definition of real crops.
I think they're talking like corn to make corn syrup from, to make
Everything that we eat.
America.
If you do a stable isotope analysis on a person, we're mostly corn.
We're mostly corn.
Wrong.
It's not great.
In America at least, we're absolutely mostly
it's not
corn. Yeah.
great.
But only because corn's mostly hydrogen.
So here's a fun story. So one of the people in my research group when I was doing my master's was doing research on coyotes in the prairie and using stable isotope analysis on them. And stable isotope analysis is basically just a way to get like a fingerprint of the molecules or the atoms in a substance. And
Okay, sure.
corn and other C4 grasses have a particular fingerprint, which is why I say, like, if you do a stable isotope analysis of a person, they are basically corn because a person has a molecular fingerprint that's very similar to corn's because you are what you eat, quite literally, at the molecular level. But this person in my research group discovered that many of the coyotes in our prairie also had a fingerprint very similar to corn because they were eating the garbage from, like, the surrounding neighborhoods. And so the coyotes are also what people eat. Yeah.
Test, like, I guess, coyote food sources that way. Interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Well,
there
it's
was
only
a
a matter of
caravan.
time until we domesticate the coyote, then.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
No.
They're too wild?
Yeah.
They're like the
They
most
literally
wild
already
animal.
have dogs.
Well, that too. I keep recommending this book to people, but if you want to learn more about coyotes, the book Coyote America is I think it's by Dan Flores, is a really good book. I just read it this winter, and it explains all of the things about humans' relationship with coyotes in North America.
I am buying this right now.
It's a really good book. I liked it a lot.
Well, we're at book club.
Welcome to
No,
Ninja Shack, which is now a book club stream.
I mean, why not?
What was the most recent book you read, Jareth?
Bill Bryson's was it a short history of history of nearly everything, which is like super outdated at this point, but it was kind of an interesting overview. I mean, it was from the early 2000s. We're talking about like
A lot's happened since then.
a lot. Yeah, no, but like it's kind of what its point was a basis of our scientific understanding of how we got here, which has certainly updated some since then, but not all that much.
Was it hopeful for the future? Because I think that time period, people were pretty hopeful for what technology could do for us. But then we invented social media and everything just...
It's fairly retrospective.
Says the person on a Twitch stream.
Yeah.
You better be careful about shitting on social media there, bro.
I'm not going to say anything bad about Bezos. I know he's listening.
Wait, is Twitch considered social media?
Fight me.
I mean,
Is
YouTube is
social
considered...
media, I guess.
YouTube is considered social media, but it's also considered a search engine, so I guess Twitch would also be social
What are we
media. I don't know.
Who knows? There's a convoy. If you let it show up, it shows up with people who indicate that they are from another one of these underground cities that have been kind of scouting.
Tell us all of the things about them.
We wondered if there were more like us out there.
There are more underground cities. Did yours
At least
also
one.
blow up in a nuclear accident?
No, we have good nuclear engineers.
You know, we do too, but we also have sentient, tiny,
You don't know
very
that.
strong
You don't know that?
robots.
Yeah. We don't know why ours blew up.
I don't know why ours exploded.
That's more like it.
I'm still upset about the way you pronounce that word, but move on.
Nuclear.
I was also trying to decide whether or not to call it out. I was wondering if they were gonna call it out. Like
W hopped into our stream for a minute and hopped back out again.
I don't care.
that's
think
probably
it's
why
perfect
your thing blew up,
pronunciation,
is because you
honestly.
have nuclear engineers instead of nuclear engineers. Like an idiot civilization.
You should hear the way I say bagel.
Aw, that's just
Okay,
a Midwestern
Britta.
thing.
Fascinating.
And pronounce the
So
word
what was
rural,
the-
though.
But Ganymede's the one who's here. In fact, you want zoom in? We don't have to. But you're kind of
So the
Xander more
Bowerbirds
in
have a
charge
need
of-
for trade and barter goods.
okay.
And they have surpluses of defenses and weapons. So maybe there could be some kind of a trade deal with this caravan, seeing as a caravan definitely needs defenses and weapons.
Agreed. That seems good. I think you want to do the family diplomacy move then. That'll more, I think, inform the. Here we go. Plus reach to conduct diplomacy, and we'll just kind of let this flavor how this happens.
Is there a way that I can spend tech on that roll?
Yes, by spending it and then taking advantage. Success.
Oh, that's a high number, so it's a good thing.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
it mostly is.
Mostly.
No, yeah, okay. Man, I think especially because you rolled a total success, why don't we remove your trade obligation, because they have, I haven't really, I think it's largely, foodstuffs, but they've definitely brought, probably metals for trade is my best guess as what kind of haulable gasoline, maybe. I don't know. You can remove your trade obligation. I think like you work out kind of, because now that they know that there are people in this zone, it's I'm gonna say at least a fortnight, because I like the word fortnight. Let's call it 2 fortnights.
Ooh.
Yeah, take that, tweens.
What?
Your fortnights. We've got 2 of
Damn
them.
Peter.
I
We're supposed to be
Peter,
trying to be
I
like
was-
make scientists look more cool, not less cool.
Actually, I think the
I
tweens
was-
are playing
Yeet.
Fall Guys now.
Oh, yeah.
that
you
looks
just say
neat.
yeet?
I haven't gotten around to it,
I can dab.
but Peter's
Get outta here,
embarrassing
you're
us in
fired.
front of the
Peter,
children.
you're fired.
Gordon's making the correct
Just a matter
set
of time.
faces. That's fair. But yeah, I think you can work out a trade agreement kind of every month or so from now on. You'll see a caravan give away some weapons so that they're less shoddily defended. It has been, but also I think they've survived largely on kind of the hardiness of their vehicles, it seems like. Like these are like tough things, probably on treads and skis more than wheels, obviously, given the terrain. And yeah, so that's been the state of their vehicles so far. Do you want to ask them questions? Because Peter does, but you're here. Man, you haven't even told anyone about this. In fact, you're on the other side of the hills, so like that's why you saw them first.
I'll send a scout on a speeder bike over to the Ripples
Okay.
to inform them that we encountered people who came from a different underground city, a non-exploded underground city.
I think kind of if you offer them hospitality, they'll definitely stay a little bit.
Yeah, we have a party.
Is it gonna be like the trader in Minecraft where like he shows up and just won't leave?
Yes.
No.
And also, I will give them clay for emeralds.
Maybe. I haven't played Minecraft in a while.
He just like randomly shows up and stands on my buildings. Stupid llamas. Anyway.
Yeah, with his little alpaca buddies.
Yeah, and they're obnoxious.
I haven't gotten to that version, if I'm being honest, because I play modded and it's always been a few versions behind. I haven't even played that in a while. Anyhow. So yeah, I think you have a few days, but they definitely do need to set back off. They're probably, since it's been like a month or so, they're definitely equipped, I think, for roughly 3-ish total months of expedition. Enough that they were going to keep going if you weren't here. Not that they knew you were here. I think, broadly speaking, that knowledge of the other ones has been lost to pretty much all of you.
Yeah, the spider hunters sort of have like a conference with the caravan to sort of exchange information about old world technology. Because we got some weird stuff that Ganymede has himself explored, gone underground and whatever. And in exchange for sharing that information, he's interested in knowing what else is out there in terms of old world fortresses or sort of leftovers from before the Ice Age.
I think I will say they definitely it's been 15 or so years since the sun came back. So they've definitely kind of been exploring a bit as well, but it's definitely taken a while to get this far afield. This group, I think in particular, has found about halfway between your kind of two settlements, but also significantly to the south, such that it's probably like 3 weeks or so for either of you. Rather than is kind of like real, like a big city, probably in the kind of the ruins certainly thereof, of course, because like everything that's been above ground is ruins, and to a large extent that's mostly kind of foundations at this point. Like of the things that have survived, it's largely short things and very well established things. Winds haven't been much of an issue, but the cold, I think, really is very structurally degrading, unless I misremembered my material sciences, which I don't think I have, but you never know. Well, it depends on the material, of course, but most things aren't like expected to survive extreme cold temperatures, because most things don't have to encounter them until the sun went away. Anyhow, there's a city as I think the major kind of landmark. They can kind of point out near to them kind of a similar set of things like you have that are various I would say kind of minor buildings, things that were smaller settlements like warehouses or whatever that were largely picked over by their various supply parties, because of course I think in general what you discover is most of the cities, or at least your two cities, were built on very similar plans and models. They've kind of adapted somewhat differently, of course, because individual populations, but like you're running basically the same reactors to the extent that, each of you have modified them somewhat differently. I don't know how much you would know, or the person they sent their scouting party would know to that extent, but I think you can kind of, once enough of the information gets passed around, figure out that it's fairly similar in kind of tech, organization, stuff like that.
Cool.
To starting points that were very, very similar.
And then after our meeting where we exchange information about interesting locations, we dance.
Excellent.
What?
We dance
yes.
in order to unite the rhythm of our peoples.
There's a fire. Do you dance around a fire, or am I
That is
just
correct. Yes. Well, until the
okay,
sun
cool.
comes up, then we dance around the sun.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, how long does it take the speeder bike to get to the ripples?
I don't think you could just. I want more about the dancing. I want more dancing
Please,
information.
well, is it like a samba? Let's see, a cha-cha.
Well, you've seen a rain
like
dance. Well, this is just a
dancing.
sun dance. It's really a similar idea.
Enough. Cool.
I'm having trouble visualizing it. Can you do
about a day? I think kind of the first night you have exclusive access to them, but like afterward, Sheryl, your people could show up to be like, "What the hell?" in the morning.
Well,
mid-afternoon.
That feels really aggressive. I don't think we would say that, but
What the hell?
mean-
You're dancing without us again?
feel left out. Was there like a specific message that this speeder bike scout was giving us? Like,
Yeah, something along the lines of, we found a caravan of people from a different underground city, and they have information about some other interesting locations that might be of use to us from our underground city. And interestingly, their underground city has not exploded, so that could be useful as well.
I guess ours didn't actually explode, if you want to be very technical.
No,
I don't want to be
It's
very
just-
technical.
radioactive.
Physics is my area of weakness.
Right.
Same, honestly, same.
And
Yeah.
material science and geology.
Oh, I know
Okay.
a thing or two about geology.
Pretty much
Sheryl, what do
anything
you
that has
say?
to do with an underground city suffering a nuclear meltdown. That's my weakness.
You know what? That's fair. That's a pretty esoteric field of knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll send an envoy out to hang out, and
That is exactly what we're doing. We're all just
Yeah.
hanging out.
yep.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
you've got a cool chill sesh going. Do you
Yeah,
have
gather
brewskis
information.
or-
We have barter goods in surplus, so I suppose we could use that to...
Hey, we have a need for barter goods.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
that's a shame. Damn shame. No,
Did you want to get rid of one of my needs or something to help with that? What was that open mouth about?
What are your needs?
Progress, freshwater, culture, and I have an obligation because of this city thing I'm building.
I mean,
I don't think any of
You
my
can trade.
surpluses can satisfy that. I have a surplus of medicine, spies, and peace. If you use my
go on. No, I want to hear this.
what if you could build culture around spies?
Well,
That wasn't the last word in the sentence that I was expecting, but here we are.
here's Xander. I have a proposal that would somewhat satisfy that. You don't
Is
have
it
to
better than
take
my
this,
proposal?
but, you could.
Is it
buy-
modest?
I was just gonna exchange the piece for obligation, and then you could swap barter goods.
Wait, can I trade peace for obligation? I have a surplus of peace and a need for
I'll
obligation.
trade peace for obligation, and you trade peace for obligation, and then you can trade
That's
your
a-
surplus of
no.
obligation for my need of obligation, and I'll trade my surplus of obligation for your need of obligation.
No,
Because we both have the same surplus and need of peace and obligation.
no.
Because we both took the same
thing. Yeah, we did.
thing.
And different
Yeah.
ages, yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
get my
you know
I'll get
what I
my
was
whiteboard
more-
and I'll write out the algebra real quick.
What I was more figuring is you could
Except I
commit
won't
to
because
kind
math
of do
is
your
also my
scouting and
weakness.
log giving.
We could what?
That you could in exchange for barter goods, these spider hunters could do more kind of keeping more patrolling or whatever, or more their law giving sort of like justice, sort of whatever it is they do.
We'll give you some justice for your barter goods.
But roughly by kind of committing to do peacekeeping, and therefore, it's not a surplus or need, but getting rid of that. And Sheryl could give you barter goods to erase your need there, and
Okay, so you're saying I get rid of my surplus of barter goods.
Sheryl, You give bartered goods, remove need obligation.
Okay.
I'll let Xander remove peace as a surplus and bartered goods as a need.
Okie dokie.
If you want. You don't have to.
Hooray.
But that sounds like what you were discussing there. So if you wanted to mechanicize it, I can for you.
Oh god. I'm happy with that.
Xander?
Yep.
All right. I guess then that. But meanwhile, Sheryl,
Yes.
you showed up to this thing. Is that the only faction that you tell? Xander?
Were we supposed to telephone that down the line, or were you going to send notes?
Or
Oh, there are other factions. Wow.
He's not friends with the
This
rest
is-
of them.
Whew, this
I
is
mean, the other
embarrassing.
ones
I
are
feel like-
definitely having some stuff going on of their own, and especially I think the Institute is particularly physically distant from you.
That's true.
You know, I seem to recall there being a faction that were like elevator junkies or something, but I don't.
They're
know what
yeah,
happened
kind
to
of.
them.
I think they're guards. They're
feel
still kind of doing their.
They're
guardy
probably
thing.
having a crisis of faith, right? But yeah,
No.
it would make sense that the Ripples and the Bowerbirds are closer because you keep referring to us as the more like martial factions. So yeah, maybe you just don't like the nerds.
And we're
Yeah.
geologically located closer together as well.
There's that too. Yeah.
Geologically?
Geographically.
Geographically.
See, I told you that was one of my
Geologically.
weaknesses.
Tectonically.
I'm playing to my strengths by revealing my weaknesses. It's all part of the plan. Don't worry, it's all coming together.
I'm not worried.
Isomorphically. What are we doing?
So Qui-Gon
but
Bowers
no
wants to know if you
is the
even
answer.
let the other half of the Bowerbirds know.
Oh.
Oh yeah, where'd they end up? I forget.
You know, there are enough spies between the two factions of Bowerbirds that they already know.
Yeah,
We've
that
got
makes a
surplus
lot of sense.
spies.
Honestly.
Most of us are spies, and several of us
each
are
other.
double agents because that's just how many spies we have.
What's that? The,
So,
old,
wait-
the old cartoon Spy v Spy or whatever it was called?
Yeah,
Mm.
from the magazine.
I guess when everyone is a spy, the question of who watches the Watchers resolves itself, right?
Exactly.
Y Custodes ipsos custodes es custodes. Anyhow, what are we
sounds
doing? Yeah, right. I don't think that was even necessarily right. But so Sheryl, what do you wanna? You get a chance to talk to these people. Xander, you leave. You don't. You can find some time or whatever to have your reps talk to their reps without Xander's people in the way, unless Xander wants to like spy. In which case, you can give me a roll about it. But I think it's fair to say that like Cheryl's folk can, will try and find a time to talk to these people on their own.
I guess I don't know how great an understanding we all would have of geography based on like, his records that were kept from before the sun went away.
I'm basically obliviating those because I don't want to deal with it
Okay, so then
or decide where I've put this.
Right, so I guess we want to know if they've seen more coast or like more open water to get an idea of like how big this ocean is and where it touches, and like do other people have access to it, because like we want to know if we need to be wary of or like defensive of our sort of like seaward do we need to be worried about like pirates or some shit in the ocean, or like
they don't have access to it. This is kind of as far west as they've ever traveled, judging by the fact that they haven't run into you yet. That makes a lot of sense. And so it does not go directly west is kind of the best they can give you. Their city doesn't have access to it. It's entirely landlocked. Okay. There were lakes or whatever, but obviously those take longer to recover, I think would be fair to say, though I don't know for sure. I'm no lake biologist.
Oh, no, I think that would make sense, yeah.
No,
limnologist?
That's not even what lakes. Maybe, but that's also not the actual linologist would be a lake studier.
Limnologist, Limn.
Limnologist. All right.
Limnologist.
Oh, there we go. I'm not that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what they can tell you about that. Or do you want to kind of roughly inform you they're doing kind of a monthly caravan thing they've got worked out with the these guys.
Yeah.
Spider hawks.
Something.
Spider hunters.
Right, that they're gonna keep coming back. Yeah, I guess
on an occasional do kind of whatever.
Is there anything that they have that would be interesting to us, or vice versa? Like anything, like from the ocean, resources that they would find valuable?
You've got a family move about that, even.
Do we? What is that called?
The family treaty move for you is that. Pioneers of the Depths, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Treaty. Let me just alliance move. That's the thing. When you trade a family a surplus harvested from the sea for one harvested from the land, you gain one treaty. So that'll come up. You gain a treaty, one treaty on, I'm just going to call them outsiders so that I don't have to invent a name at this late hour.
Okay.
Might have one by next session. But for that, let me look at your set of needs and the other thing. Fresh water, there's no fucking way.
But I need progress or culture, so.
Agreed. I just was looking through the thing, not exhaustively listing. Yeah, so I think progress makes more sense. What form do you think that takes? Improved building materials, maybe?
I feel like that would be incredibly useful. Like we've sort of been using very primitive materials for a long time, and like in the caves it didn't matter so much, but now that we're out here and very exposed, I feel like some more advanced building materials for defense against the elements of like the cold that's just persistent, but also against the threat of any sort of severe weather or like, unrest of the ocean, tsunamis,
like hurricanes. That's definitely not going to happen.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what it is? They have fleeces. They're, instead of going the bug route like Peter did, they kind of have just sheep. The sheep eat fungus or whatever, but they're not like bugs. That's wild.
Gross.
Peter,
They
what the
have
hell?
Mammal hair. Ugh.
Yeah, but it's very warm. And I
makes me
think
think
that
of-
kind of.
And it's
Well,
very
that's
warm
also
and
it's also kind of new to you. I don't know what you've been using for fibers, quite honestly. I guess
last
Peter's
time when you
in
talked
charge of
about
that, too.
Jordan's leather lab coat, we established there was bug leather. So
We did.
There are some very fuzzy bugs.
like that one in your photo.
Okay.
Yeah, look at these luxurious fuzziness.
Okay.
Well, not sure.
Is that the kind where if you touch it, it'll hurt you?
No,
No.
these are antenna.
I
This,
thought maybe they were spines on a caterpillar.
Nope. Two little
Too late.
Fluffy antenna.
And what do you give them, Sheryl?
What do I give them? We have been whale hunting, so we've got like whale fat, which could be used for all kinds of wonderful things, and whale bone, which can also be used for all sorts of wonderful things.
Yeah.
Those have quite a lot of uses, actually.
For sure. I'm just trying to look for a surplus that attaches quite right. I'm just gonna pull that trade one if you feel cool with that. I know
no.
that you're trading.
I don't.
No, what's that one?
That's a trade is attached to this location.
Oh, then never. Yeah. I mean that makes sense. That's leverage. That's your let's call it that then. Your trade is leveraged against this progress not being a need right now.
Okay. So wait.
A lot of you have these goods, right? That's what you're trading, and so
Right.
to a certain extent, it's it actually, what if I remove that obligation as kind of the age has turned and you've settled a bit better, but like, because like you're trading all these goods more to this now, and that diverts what your other trading, I think. Is that not? So let us say you can keep this location, but I'll grab trade. Does that feel okay?
Okay, so I can keep the location, but get rid of trade. Sure, that's fine.
In fact, Peter, I tied something to yours earlier, but that's gone too. I don't remember what it was. That's how much I care.
Tied something to my what?
One of your, maybe both of your locations are tied to resources, surpluses, and kind of as you've had time to really settle into those places, they're no longer tied to resources. You have like this feeding, this kind of bug pen outside the main area, as well as your catacombs.
Cool.
And they were tied to your surpluses, but they're not tied to your surpluses anymore.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was worried that I was going to have to hold on to that forever, and I was like, this is not going to go well.
Not fair. I'm glad you remembered so that I didn't have to. But yeah, I think this is definitely it established enough on its own that it's no longer completely dependent on that. And also, you're still leveraging it for that. It's just that you're doing it differently now. Because now, like, the warmth is an important thing. So kind of... Yeah, I think fleeces and I don't know. Does that feels like a pretty good improvement on your, house in the wind having technology? Quite frankly.
No, that's solid. So I can get rid of progress as a need.
Yeah, and likewise trade as a surplus.
Yay! All right, and because I erased my surpluses of trade and barter goods. My family move, Lords of the Deep, means that when we erase a surplus, we can recover 1 tech from the depths.
All right. It's you knowing how your thing works.
It's all on my index card.
Must be nice. Yeah, I guess now you have this information about these traders from another settlement. I don't think you can disseminate it before they have to take or decide to take back off. You could probably persuade them to stick around. But if you don't, then kind of they're staying a couple nights before they head back because they have a lot of news to deliver, as you could imagine.
I don't think we'll try to persuade them to extend their stay, but we have the information that we could share with the other factions if we feel like it.
Correct. But
and they'll
now
be back.
Is the point where we determine if you do feel like it.
Right. Well, but you said that the outsiders, the traders, will be coming back once a month to hang out with the spider hunters.
Yeah,
right?
monthly or so.
Yeah. So we can just tell the other factions, hey, they'll be back. If we feel like telling them.
Do you?
Oh, I don't know. What do you think, Ganymede?
He's dead.
He's dead? What?
Oh, wait, other. I was thinking Charon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Who is dead.
What do you think about the unrest that's going on with the shepherds? Do we want to mess with that? Do we just want to leave them alone? What do we do with that?
Yeah, that's a situation, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Don't we owe them 500 treaty?
Well, I don't know. We have some mutual treaty on one another, I guess. But that was with the people who are currently trapped underground. So
we signed a treaty with a king whose head is now in a basket.
Yep. Would you like to take it out and ask it? Yeah, that. So I don't know.
That's an interesting. I don't think that's how treaty scheme works. This is more to the people than it is to any given leader. Although I will say, you can probably weasel out of it, and in fact, can hold together explicitly to weasel out of it if you're feeling like it. So.
Well, unless the shepherds of the cave resort to doing something, super unethical, what we would consider illegal.
Them? Unethical? What? Yeah, I don't know. You want to tell the Institute? They've been awfully squirrely, too.
They've been quiet recently.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Quiet.
It's up to Jordan.
I mean, the caravan people are going to find out about it eventually.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. What do you think?
I mean, it can't hurt to, tell everybody that they're there. But, you don't have to, So you did us the great favor of inviting us to your settlement to have a conversation with them, but like you don't have to extend that offer to everyone. You can just let everyone know that they'll be passing through, and they can negotiate their own discourse.
Yeah, that's true. Probably do that then. So after the Ripples and the Bowerbirds have talked to the caravan people, the Bowerbirds are going to send a few messengers on speeder bikes just to fill in the other factions on what's going on in terms of, the basic details.
All right.
Such as,
such as what is really good.
There are new people, and they live over there, basically.
Really far over there.
That's fair.
That way.
Let's see. Of the things that they added to your information, honestly, there wasn't too much. Cheryl's kind of, there's a specific, you were that there's a specific city. Sheryl wanted to know stuff that didn't actually end up being helpful.
I mean,
That's how it is sometimes.
Yeah.
You know something, but not all that helpful. You can rule out a possibility. So that's nice. But yeah, I guess, is there any part of anything that you want to keep secret? Like, for instance, any trade agreements that you want to not tell anyone about?
I mean, I wasn't planning on telling them much more than, hey, these people exist and they live over there.
The new city, do you kind of be like, hey, they know about this thing?
No.
Okay. I mean, it's ruins mostly anyways, as far as anyone knows, or they told you at least. Maybe they're subterfuging you. I don't know.
I like that was the extent of Xander's guile. You're just like, no.
I'll just not say anything. I mean, listen, that's a lot better than trying to lie about things.
That's true.
As an operator.
Lies of omission are very convenient.
Cool. Peter and Jordan, you have this information now. A speeder bike shows up. Do either of you, I guess, want to do anything immediate? You have a month or so to prepare a representative, which we probably won't do tonight because it's like 6:30, probably. But do you want to do anything immediate?
Nothing immediate for the Institute.
Okay. I mean, that makes plenty of sense.
I feel like we're still dealing with our own shit.
Yeah, you definitely have kind of some other stuff going on. I was kind of assuming less in communication with everyone than before even, which was probably never all that high when you lived in the same, not house, but, houses.
Yeah. I think when we lived together, there was like some level of forced communication, and now that we don't, I don't think like the drop off isn't necessarily because we have this it's rod from the thing. It's because like we are physically separate from everyone else now.
It's just like that friend you kind of lose touch with, not because you got any malicious intent, just because you're not seeing each other as much. No, for sure. Familiar with that. Cool. Peter, what you got? You're making a face.
No, I was just saying I was going to make that exact same comparison of like, oh yeah, that friend that moves out of town that you're like, yeah, we'll totally keep in touch, and then you talk to once a year or something like that.
And it's so weird because you would think that people you see all the time you wouldn't have anything to say to because they'd already know everything, but it's the people you never see that you don't have anything to say to.
Yep.
Whoa. And if you do not master your rage... No, hang on. Peter, what you got?
So the shepherds are really excited about this caravan because we have
you're definitely
we're of all the families, we're the ones that produce the most goods. Although we in the conflict we lost our ability to produce. We lost our luxury surplus, which means we can no longer produce all the like fancy dyes that we were producing earlier, but we're still producing a lot.
Yeah, those were.
And
the upper class deemed surplus to the revolutionaries' needs.
Yeah. But we do have a lot of like livestock animals, textile resources, things like that. And we're super pumped.
I know haulers too.
Yeah.
So like, you're the only ones with like a caravan setup. I mean, definitely that's not of the kind of four of you. You're definitely the ones with more caravans, but like the elevator folks definitely have. Everyone can feel the light convoy of goods. Like it'd be crazy if you couldn't, but you're definitely a more convoy heavy family.
Yeah, so we're excited for the opportunity to trade with them. So we're looking forward to that. So we're gonna spend like the next month just kind of prepping, getting, maybe slaughtering extra animals, like that kind of thing. Just to like impress them when they get there. But we don't have any like specific needs that we need them to address.
I think your needs are pretty
but we've like we want to build like a good working relationship with them, also because we recognize them as competition, because we're essentially up to this point we've been essentially the food source for the entire like
that can undercut you in sort of
so we definitely want to build a good relationship with them. And also, if they've got, it sounds like they have other domesticated animals. If we don't know, because we got such a cryptic, not informative missive from Bowerbirds, but we're excited about the possibility of getting some animals from them, so we can grow wool on our centipedes.
A woolly centipede.
Oh no.
I mean, if anyone make it happen, it's you.
Did they generate a lot of static from running around?
I
don't know why that's the first thing I thought of.
The thing is, you put them in like copper wire solenoids and just have them run around.
Yes.
And, like a mouse wheel, but for a giant centipede with a staticky wool. And that's my solution to the energy crisis. Why don't the rest of you get on something, huh?
Building the Kickstarter as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. Peter, why don't you give me a hold together roll plus mood?
Okay.
You might not have a button. Just to kind of
so my mood is going to be +4, so just
is it? I thought it was a +3.
I've got crops, land, peace, and barter goods.
That's not your mood. That's your surpluses.
Oh, right. Sorry. -1. Yes.
Okay. Minus. Right. Yeah.
You're right. Okay. 3. Yeah. 3. So it's 2d6 minus or +3. Or
yes.
2d6.
+3 is 9.
Yes.
Nice.
Not. So then, I'm gonna give you roughly. We'll work out the details, but kind of a trade goods sort of package for them. That doesn't kind of impact your needs. Like I made Sheryl get rid of some of one of her needs, but because you're spending like a month kind of focusing on this, and we'll get to what the rest of you do, maybe if it's interesting. But so because you spend a month focusing it on kind of assembling this package, it won't impact your needs when next time. Actually, I don't know if I have an event between now and then. When you negotiate with them, which we can do right now. Give me a plus reach roll. Like, we'll kind of figure out other details that have happened till now, but let's just like talk about what's happening. Give me a plus reach and we'll see. Cheryl, did I make you roll reach? No, but you gave like 1 to 1, so it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
whereas Xander kind of did a different sort of thing. Anyway.
You want me to roll plus reach?
Yeah, we'll just kind of figure out this negotiation right now, and then.
So wait, reach is a
family
move. Oh, yes.
Family
Okay,
move
yeah.
kinda,
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I was still creating my new.
Oh,
Whoa.
fair enough.
Oof.
Okay.
That's a 6.
You have a -1 reach?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not
very charismatic family, huh?
Okay.
Nope.
No. Oh, Xander, I made you roll reach, so take 1 data. If anyone else did, I don't think anyone else did a successful conduct diplomacy roll. But yeah. So Peter. So what? Thank you. So this is kind of like I want to give you like nothing here.
Seems fair. I did miss.
No, I don't. I think I will give you kind of some. You did good on the hold together roll, so I don't think it's fair to just like. Actually, you know what, Peter? Did you take advantage? Give me another D6.
Just roll reach again, or
Just roll
one
D6,
more D6.
and
Oh,
if it's higher than a 2, then we'll replace it.
Yeah, that's 8.
That's an 8. Okay. So yeah, this kind of a middling style deal where you don't get everything, but it's not the worst. I think you can choose between not the Bowerbirds and the Spider Hunters and the Ripples, who kind of helped you out in terms of getting this negotiation. Up to you. They'll take 1 treaty on you. You do gain 1 data, it looks like. And you can kind of, what are you looking to get in exchange?
Okay, well first, I guess the Bowerbirds gave us notice that they were coming. That's the only thing I can think of that is like a clear
fair
advantage.
Cheryl's already gotten in, was kind of the only. They're already a little bit allies. But okay, Bower. Take a treaty on you.
Yeah, so Xander, so the Spider Hunters take a treaty on me.
Yeah, whichever.
I'm gonna never remember that.
It's okay. I'm writing it down.
I'm not changing the art. It's gonna say Bowerbirds.
But it's still the name of the overall.
Oh.
You know.
It's just like
it's just not Ganymede's faction.
Right.
And what I really want is just like livestock, like genetic material.
Okay.
Even if it's like a little bit subterfuge, where like we have to like buy meat from them and then like clone it into an animal.
Don't give me the whole sheep. I just need a piece.
Yeah,
that's probably how it goes. I think.
I feel like this is like somebody walks by with like a knife and just like hacks off an ear or something.
I was gonna say just like I think they probably trade for fleeces. Does that make sense?
That sounds way less creepy.
Sort of
Steal some lint from the.
Yeah, I was thinking, like when you go to somebody's house and you just like, you ask you take a clipping of their succulent and take it home and root it, kind of like that.
Do you go to people's houses and steal succulents, Peter?
I mean,
I asked
cares?
permission. I don't have any house plants, so.
Some people suck your blood. Some people suck your lints.
Nope.
That can't be right.
Nope.
Nailed it. We got it, people. Good work.
And that's the episode. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Yeah. On that note.
So Peter, hang on. Before. So okay. So you're kind of trading. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know how much.
Roughly.
Yeah, I don't know how much
fleeces.
Genetic material would be in fleeces. I mean, like, there's not even
That's
skin
fair.
tags in fleeces. So, but like, Sure. I'm sure there's some like
That's probably why.
Yeah.
I'll give you kind of.
We could buy
You rolled
milk.
an 8.
There's
Oh, there you go.
yeah, there's like
There's
tons
probably. I'm
of
sure they do sell meat, although maybe I don't know. Maybe they don't sell it. Maybe that's. Yeah, salted is probably. Because salted dried meat travels pretty well. I've had jerky.
Haven't we all?
Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, you can let's call it lamb jerky, I think, is because I'm sure that lamb is definitely their primary protein there, as bug is for you. Yeah. So you can kind of probably trade some proteins, and then I think as we get into the cloning process, actually, is there any role I can make you do here? Do you have any moves that apply?
well,
make you
no,
all
I mean,
together
like,
again.
we have, like, specifically, I have family moves that's like, when an abnormal life form, like a weird fuzzy mammal, is
Here we
brought
go,
back
yeah.
to your family's
Yes,
farm
agreed.
and reshaped, you get to archive one of its traits, corral a small breeding population, or find a way to resist its abilities or avoid its dangers.
Okay, yeah.
Did
Choose
you
one
just say
then.
that mammals are abnormal?
Yeah, they're super
Yes.
creepy.
It's weird. I don't
There's
like
like-
it.
Yeah.
What do you think the
So-
Institute is made of?
Yeah, like all of us are made of mammals.
Sure. Yeah,
Disgusting.
but so we've got humans, and then we've got animals, which is exclusively arthropods and octopus, and that's it.
And snow
So
leopards,
Oh, and snow leopards. Yeah.
which are mammals.
But to be clear,
Really is really-
when they showed up, it was super weird, and we were all freaked out, right? Like they were like they
That's true.
glowed in the dark, like they were very much like an unnatural
mammals
beast
do.
from mythology, right? Like these are people who have not seen another like a non-human mammal in hundreds of years.
You have
So, like-
cats.
You know, I was gonna say I thought we had cats and dogs because Jareth said there was no
Agreed.
way we were getting rid of pets. Yeah.
I don't want to.
I choose to not remember that.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, now I sound like an idiot.
No, give me a hold together roll because here's the thing: is to go from is brought back to from some meat to is brought back to your family farm. I need some genetics to happen.
Well, the other
And
option
there's
is
no do genetics roll I can make you do. So
the other option is recycling. When your character dissects the body of an unnatural creature, they can improvise a device from its organs or fluids. In addition, your family can sacrifice surplus to activate cultivate. So I mean, like we could try
I see.
food or something like that. But
do you have that one? I thought you had.
oh yeah, which ones do I have? I think
I
I just
have recycle.
You have recycle?
Yeah, because I took it
do
as
you?
I took it
Yeah.
during a fortune. I got a move from another family.
You're right. I just have domestication. Yeah. Okay.
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 Cool.
So yeah. All right. So
then yeah.
hold together, move.
Yeah, that's I think roughly any sort of thing you do as a family, and in this case, I think it's marshaling, especially since you have recently. You're at a contentious state with the bourgeois, who I think include not necessarily the lab techs, but probably the PIs. No offense.
Fair enough.
Lissa.
So that's a 2d6 plus mood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you probably, especially since you're now, as a character, at least representing a slightly different portion of the faction.
That's a mixed success. That's a 9.
It's a 9. How do you have +4?
Sorry. It should be +3. That was an 8.
I mean, that's still
I did that. Yeah.
identical. Okay. Then where's the thing? Oh my god, it's too many reference books. That's what it is. Where are we? Hold together. Here we go. You lose people's. Okay. So on a hit, you remain okay, but need to pick one of the medium level things. So I don't think the danger has passed is really applicable. But I think that maybe you need some help. Yeah, how do you feel about another family or faction came through to help you, specifically our biohacked farming friends? They seem like they know a little bit about biohacking. I'm going to give them a treaty on you.
That sounds good.
Also, I'm going to change them to the reckless farmers in my notes here because it still says raiders. All right, and we are basically at 7. That feels like a cool set of things that Peter's kind of working on in the background. We'll see what those months mean for the rest of you, and possibly Peter's character. Like, we're not done with this revolution. I'm very interested in it. I just didn't want to... Just had to kind of... This is our age session. We'll do some more character work is really what I think is likely. We'll see.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's the take us out signal then, huh?
Sorry, yes.
No, it's fine. Yeah,
I was building to that.
Thanks for everybody hanging out in the chat. Yes, Sarah, I'm sorry that reptiles were completely left out in that conversation about vertebrates.
Now.
Yeah, so thanks to Sarah, Nikki, Qui-Gon Bowers for hanging out in the chat. Thank you for everyone else who was watching, even if you weren't chatting. We appreciate you being here. We will be back on Saturday with another episode of Arda, and Nikki from Beholder to No One will be our special guest. I'm super excited to have her on. It's going to be a great time. So yeah, fun things happening in Arda. The Arda podcast from last episode should be up like tomorrow. So you can catch up on all of the cool sciencing that the crew did at the river before you join us on Saturday for the next episode. I don't know. People are still thinking about doing video games as we figure out what the semester holds for us. But last night, Emily did another session of The Last of Us Part 2. It's a super creepy game, but she's having fun killing zombies while talking about science. So come hang out when Emily plays video games or when any of the rest of us get our acts together and play video games on here. Anybody else have anything they'd like to share? No? Okay.
Nope.
Well, we're all going to keep on doing our best to survive. We hope all of you out there do too.
Lovely.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.